Welcome, Raiders, to Respawn Aim Fire, the kick-ass irreverent gaming podcast keeping you from playing Arc Raiders. Don't worry, we'll keep it brief tonight, we promise, because we also want to get back to the surface, get more trash, and bring it to Speranza. Welcome, I'm one of your co-hosts, Chad, Michael, Innes, that's the sound of an arc up on the surface. Joel Campos is with us. How are you, Joel?
I'm excited to get back to Arc Raiders. Got to get topside.
And we also have our other co-host here, Adam Gumbert. That's the sound of a Baron husk.
Chad, we do not have time for games. We have to hurry up and get the podcast over so we can play more Arc Raiders.
We have to get back to Arc Raiders. You can hear us talk about Arc Raiders on Monday evenings around 8:30 Eastern Time. You can hear us talk on demand about previous Arc Raiders things that we talked about several days ago on YouTube and podcast services Wednesday mornings at 9 a.m. Eastern Time. We have a couple of housekeeping things. We have to get through them so fast so we can play more Arc Raiders, so I'm just going to say them. You have a Pody Goty Barf that you have voted on for all four of us, me, Joel, Adam, Cozy, and Absentia, for us to play for consideration for Game of the Year as our Pody Goty, potential Game of the Year, Barf backlog from the year that we haven't played yet. I am playing Hell Is Us and Sea of Stars. I should not have eaten these chips.
Chad, are you okay? You sound like you're
What are you
dying.
playing, Adam?
Oh, Ninja, no, not Ninja Gaiden, Shinobi Art of Vengeance. That's the one I'm playing. That's the ninja game I'm playing.
Joel, what are you playing?
I am playing Dispatch, which I started on a flight the other day, and that was a good and a bad idea.
And Cozy is playing The Altars, which he has already started and beaten, according to last week. If you want to talk about those games, give us your impressions on those games, send them in. We'll be giving our kind of full thoughts sometime. I don't know. I know Cozy wants to do like full thoughts in a different way this year somehow, a more formal way than just on the GOTY episode, but we'll talk about it somewhere. While you're there on our patreon.com/respawn-aim-fire, $1 and above gets you access to Rafter Dark episode 10, which is, can't remember what it's about, but I bet it's a banger. And if you are not a patron, you get Brian's Toilet Graveyard right now, which is on all of our streaming services for you to consume. And it is, maybe the best one that we've ever done. All right. Let's get that out of the way so we can talk about Arc Raiders. Main quest is our Game of the Awards. Game Awards nominations for this year came out this morning. Hey! And IGN's article is what we're reading from. Says Expedition 33 collects 12 the Game Awards nominations, the most in the awards history, says Rebecca Valentine. That's all you need to know. Claire Obscure has won every category. All right, moving on to Playtime. We're going to talk about what we played this week. Playtime. Joel. I'm kidding. We're going to talk about the games. All right, so we're not going to talk about...
stare at his face.
No, so let's talk about a few categories. We're not going to go through the whole list of things. You can go to thegameawards.com if that's the URL. I don't know. I'm looking at the IGN article from Rebecca Valentine, who famously blocked Holden on Twitter. I can't remember why, but I love it. Game of the Year is one we'll discuss. We're also each going to pick one other category to kind of talk about the nominees for, but we'll just kind of chat it up. First of all, starting with the big one, as Sid says in Toy Story. Game of the Year nominees are Claire Obscure, Expedition 33, as Cozy would say.
Say 33 in French.
Toi, is that it? Yeah, twat.
I don't think so, but okay.
Death Stranding 2 on La Playa? Is that beach? On the beach? Donkey Kong Bonanza? Hades II or 2? Hollow Knight Silksong? What is this accent morphing into? And Kingdom Come Deliverance 2. Those are the nominees. Claire Obscure, Death Stranding 2, Donkey Kong Bonanza, Hades 2, Hollow Knight, and Kingdom Come Deliverance 2 for Game of the Year. Any surprises there for you all? Any snubs?
Not a single surprise. This is the list that's been in my head basically for the last 4 months. Like, yeah, these are the things that the people are the most excited about. Crazy ass year, because there's plenty of games you could say deserve to be on the list. But again, with how heavy the year has been, these are the ones that people talk about the most. So I'm not surprised, but also tough year. Probably the toughest year ever. And tough means good.
Oh, nice little crack there. Love it. Joel, what are your thoughts on these GOTY Noms?
I mean, obviously these are all great games. Even though like some of them I haven't played, but I can acknowledge that people love all of these games. One issue I have is just like when a game comes out early access a year ago, and then like I understand it's full release, like right, it's 1.0 now, whatever, but it still is just like, I don't know. I feel like there's a debate that could be had there about whether or not a game that came out early access a long time ago can still be nominated for Game of the Year.
Yeah, right. What if like George R.R. Martin releases chapters 3 through 7 of the next Game of Thrones book? Does that automatically become the best book ever? And then the next year, if he releases the rest of the chapters, we know that's not how his timetables work, but like it's a whole different story. Literally different story.
Different story.
And like I've never played Hades 2. Like maybe I would feel differently if I like was a fucking huge fan of the game or something. Like I'm not saying I'm not debating that like, you know, Hades snubbed a different game or anything. I just think that like there's some sort of weird debate that could be had about a game being nominated for Game of the Year that has been, you know, actively played for the last year and a half or whatever it's been, year and a half, and worked on to essentially develop the rest of the game since it launched early access. Because what's stopping somebody from releasing their game early access and then just developing it for 4 years and then saying like, all right, this is our game now. We qualify for Game of the Year. Like, even if it is like, yeah, you can launch early access and be Game of the Year, there has to be some sort of cutoff. Like something has, I don't know. I feel like the Game Awards themselves have to come out and say like, yeah, it's acceptable as long as your game has not been in early access for X amount of time or something along those lines. I don't know what that looks like. It's weird. It's a gray area for sure.
Here's the thing. I think this has already been answered. As we've seen through the years of multiple Game Awards, the voters have determined when a game hits 1.0, that's the year we'll vote for it in. Like Baldur's Gate 3 was in early access for 3 years, never got voted until it was 1.0. Hades 2 was in early access for a year.
Said that game is garbage. And then as soon as they hit 1.0, everyone agreed it was great.
No, but I mean, that's the thing, that this has already been determined by the voters of the Game Awards, is that when it hits 1.0, that's when we'll put it in. They don't put it in before. They don't do early access. They wait for 1.0, which again, to your point, is like, you can literally develop a game for 4 years in early access. Yeah. They don't give a fuck until it hit 1.0, then we'll put it in. Which is like, at least there seems to be a rule set that they follow, which is we don't care until there's a 1.0 on the launch of the game.
It's weird.
At least there's consistency.
Yeah.
At least there's consistency. Yeah, so shady. How dare you?
Yeah, at least Hades wasn't on it last year as well. Like Hades 2 came out last year and was on the list, and then Hades 2 is on it. I mean, that's what Adam's going to vote 2 years ago.
Oh, yeah, probably. But yeah, for the Game Awards, if they had done Hades, again, if it had ever happened where they put an early access and then a full release multiple times, then it'd be an issue. But they never have, to my knowledge. So I guess I think they've spoken on what their rule is. But again, it's also like, we don't get to vote in Game Awards, so we don't know the exact parameters, but I guess we kind of know because people talk about it. So until they do that, I won't be mad. But the minute they put an early access game in and then it gets voted for another year, then I'm going to have an issue.
I've got a big old cum-sized blind spot for Kingdom Come
that's nasty.
Deliverance 2. Like, I honestly, I can't even like identify a screenshot from that game or tell you what kind of game it is, but I know that the fan base is rabid about it. But I feel like I have to get to know that game a little bit. But
you know what's crazy?
The rest of this list is great.
That game is on Amazon Prime for free. If you have to do the stupid Luna shit, but that full game is on Amazon Luna for free.
I couldn't do it. I
don't want to do it, but it's on there.
Wait, does the Luna shit mean like you have to stream it through their service?
Yes.
Yeah, you have to play the stream if you want it free. Yeah. Which is just crazy that they have a Game of the Year nominee from this year just for free on Luna and still no one plays it. No one plays Luna. They don't care.
Included with membership. Prime membership. Just like Game Pass.
Who doesn't have Amazon Prime at this point? Like, let's be real. If you have Amazon Prime, you have Twitch Prime.
I have my mommy's. I got my mommy's Amazon Prime.
Listen, so do I. And I still try to give me that game for free. So it counts. But yeah, not surprising. Good list. The only one.
Great list. Strong list.
Listen, guys, I know there's a thing called a Nintendo tax, but we all know Donkey Kong Bonanza is not going to win. Why waste the spot?
Dude, I'll be honest. DK Bonanza, yeah. But for me personally, it has a little bit of Nintendo bump on there because that game was. Don't get me wrong, fantastic game. And to be honest, I can't even off the top of my head name something that I would put on this list instead of it. So I'll
Blueprints.
acknowledge that as well. I didn't play Blueprints. I'm not interested in Blueprints, but it's definitely the further away I get from it, it's less of like a mind-blowing, incredibly new, innovative experience and more of like that was a great time. It was a good game.
I think it kind of speaks to just... Oh, go ahead, Joel.
Sorry, I have a fun fact. I was looking up this early access stuff, and there was one game that was technically still in early access and nominated for Game of the Year. And it was PUBG.
Yeah.
No.
It was nominated for Game of the Year, but that game had literally been out for years.
Yeah.
Which is just it's
right?
crazy. But still,
that was also probably like
it was 2017.
That game was so like indie, like it was never maybe gonna ever have a 1.0 release in terms of like its development and how that had kind of trailed over the years. So that might have been
was
like
2017 the 1.0 release?
Flowers.
That might be the thing. That's why it got nominated in 2017.
It was 1.0 was after the Game Awards.
Okay, so right afterwards. Interesting. Yeah. Well,
Was that the year that it officially released on Xbox? When Microsoft made that partnership to be the console launch,
possibly
for it? That might have been it.
I feel like that was definitely a Game Awards announcement for sure.
But when it launched on Xbox, it was still early access.
That was still early access, yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Very cool.
All right.
One thing though, Chad. One last thing. I think we're talking about Donkey Kong Bonanza. I think it is definitely, again, when you predicting Game Awards and paying attention to Game Awards, it is such an outlet to outlet, group to group sort of a thing, because there are definitely large groups of people who, that's why when the game first came out, I know you and Cozy had a Switch too. It's like, oh, we'll talk about it on the show because you guys played it. Then you guys were like, it's fine, it's whatever. But there are certain groups on the internet, and some of those groups vote for this, that are like, this is one of my favorite games of the year. And it's just funny. You know, we all like kind of funny when they were like, Sifu's great. I'm like, Sifu is a big old like 7.5. That game is fine, very pretty, but not the best thing ever. But there will be certain groups who are just like, we rock so hard for this thing. I mean, Death Stranding 2 is also one. That makes sense because it's like a Sony showing it off. It's a very pretty game. But I don't know anyone who like finished that game who's like, this game is great. They're just like, Kojima's doing crazy shit. I guess it's in Game of the Year, you know? But it's just fun to think of like, how certain groups think of certain things. Like we're going to get to it with Joel's pick, but just like based on the voters, like that's what you got to pay attention. It doesn't matter what the people think. It matters what the voters think. They're
if you don't vote, you don't matter.
Yeah.
Rock the vote.
Heard.
Rock the vote.
Rock the vote. Vote or die. All right. Speaking of dying, I'm dying to hear about Adam's thoughts on best independent game in this category.
Yeah, I mean, I like how the best independent game category is basically just half of the Game of the Year list, which shout out to that, because there's been some great games here. But here we have...
where's Dave the Diver?
It just came out early access last year, so it's not allowed to be in this one.
Okay.
No, best independent games is Absalom, Ball X Pit, Blueprints, Clair Obscure, Expedition 33, Hades 2, Hollow Knight Silk Song. I have played 5 out of those 6, and they're bangers. And again, that's why half of them are in the Game of the Year list. Absalom's the only one I haven't played yet, but it looks really cool. So again, this list is awesome. Like legitimately, like this basically could be just the Game of the Year list. So
what's crazy is like, having played Expedition 33, you would not think, if you were somebody that doesn't know anything about video games, but you played that game and loved it, you would not think that was an independent game. Like, that's how crazy the production value like feels in that game.
Next to Ball X Pit.
Yeah, like exactly.
Luckily, there's not as many arguments. I mean, there's always arguments every year because we have to drive engagement on social media. But no one's like, what is an indie game? It's very much like, yes, these are all indie games by indie developers and indie publishers. It's fine.
Not like Dave the Diver, the controversy last year.
Which wasn't an indie game at all. But again, Dave the Diver's like, I didn't vote. I don't give a fuck. I'm just Dave diving, you know?
And then that was Jeff Keighley's stance too. He's like, look, I didn't make this list.
Yeah, I won't blame him. I will blame Jeff Keighley for a lot of things that he does. These lists, absolutely not, because he does not vote for the shit. So, but no, this is a good ass list. I'm sure there will be plenty of award shows where these very same games will be in the top of those lists as well. So, shout out, good list.
Absolutely. We got a text message. I mean, you can barely pay attention to it because it wasn't about Arc Raiders. We got a text message in the secret Discord. Jerica Hannah from JK Games and Audrey, her girlfriend, they're playing it. They also say that's really good. So there you go. Verified sources from all of these games saying they're bangers.
Ooh-wee.
All right, next up, we've got the sports/racing category from Joel Campos.
Yeah, so best sports/racing games for 2025. The list is EA Sports FC 26. No surprise. FIFA makes this list every year, even though it's not called FIFA anymore. F1 25, Mario Kart World, Rematch, and Sonic Racing Cross Worlds. We were talking before we started recording, and like every year, I always feel like sports and racing should be separated, at least within reason, right? Like, I don't want it to be separated if there's one really good racing game that comes out that year, because it doesn't make sense. But like in this one, there's clearly three. Well, I guess on this list, two good racing games. But like
two
you
good
could have
racing
added
games
more.
and then another game that you could classify as a racing game.
Yeah, well, yeah, and like you could have added like NASCAR to that list too, because that game just came out this year, and it's the first NASCAR game to have come out in the last 3 years. But there's always sports games, right? Like Adam's kind of salty that NCAA football didn't make this list, even though he understands why, because nobody bought it. The hype was last year. The hype was last
people
year.
bought the game. It's just that the voters are across America, Europe, Asia, like they're all around the world, and nobody outside of these 50 state borders gives a fuck about college football. So it's never going to get on here.
Same thing
I
about
argue
NASCAR.
that even
Same
like no one outside the contiguous 48 states. Like I don't know a lot of Alaska. or
Hawaii's got a
football
big
fans,
program.
so-
Hawaii fucks with football.
Okay.
Hawaii for sure does.
The Rainbow Warriors, buddy. Let's go.
I don't think Alaska has a single D1 team.
No, of course not. Come on.
But yeah, I don't know. This list, it's a list of sports and racing games. It just seems weird to bunch them up together.
The one for me that, again, I think it burned medium bright for like a first week or two, and then no one played it ever again, was Rematch. Rematch was fun for a bit, and then it's just like they didn't update content, and I don't know what we just didn't. We never went back.
The content wasn't there, and for me, the big thing was like when you were playing a game, the gameplay was fun, but the atmosphere was not, right? Like you just heard like lo-fi music playing while you're doing stuff and you'd hear the sound of the ball getting kicked. I want to hear like an announcer. Like in Rocket League, when you fucking make a shot, there's an announcer like talking to the whole arena and you can hear the whole crowd like roaring. Like if they had stuff like that, it would have been awesome.
I agree. You know what's messed up about this category though? Because me and Joel are people who actually like sports and racing games, right? I would say, I don't think any of these games are bad. I think the most disappointing and like least beloved game on this list is going to win, being Mario Kart World. Everyone played that for that week, and then they were like, "This isn't actually 8. 8's way better. This is fine," and never touched it again.
It's also
it's either that or
game.
EA Sports FC. It's going to be one of those two. None of the other ones have a shot.
It's a numbers game. Which two of these games were played the most? And it's EA Sports FC 26 and Mario Kart World. And I agree with Adam. Like Mario Kart World, I loved that game. Like I think it's a great Mario Kart game, but I don't think it should win this category because, like Adam said, after like 2 weeks, you didn't really hear many people talking about how they're still playing Mario Kart World. Whereas Sonic Racing Cross Worlds, I haven't played it yet, but what I hear is that this game is amazing. Like this is such a good kart racing game, and like. I don't know. I feel like this game should get some recognition over Mario Kart World, but it never will. And that's pretty sad.
Moving on from a sad category to a great category. Best performance is the one that I chose to kind of talk about a little bit. Best esports
Best
team.
esports player.
Best performance nominees are Ben Starr for Clear Obscure Expedition Twat Twat, Charlie Cox for Clear Obscure Expedition Twat Twat, Erika Ishii for Ghost of Yote, Jennifer English for Clear Obscure Expedition Twat Twat, Konatsu Kato for Silent Hill F, and Troy Baker for Indiana Jones and the Great Circle. I want to mention a couple of things here. One, like props to everyone for remembering that Troy Baker was eligible this year because Indiana Jones came out so late last year. And while I didn't like love that game, I thought he disappeared into that role and like he was Harrison Ford in such a like an amazing way. So yeah, props to him getting his flowers. Second thing I want to say here is just like Fuck yeah, that 3 out of the 6 here are all from Clair Obscur. That tells you something about that game and just how special it is. But I think what's really fascinating to me, I have not played Ghost of Yotei, I have not played Silent Hill F, but nothing from Death Stranding 2. Like, that is a game that is all about celebrity actors doing like wild shit with super realistic like motion capture and scanned in their entire bodies over decades of all sorts of weird shit, and Konami's, not Konami's, I guess it's just Kojima without Konami, but Kojima's labs and stuff. It's like, I'm surprised none of that made it in there for best performance. But I also haven't played it. Everyone could have sucked. Who knows?
Yeah, all the performances sucked so bad, but game of the year.
Yeah. I just thought that was really interesting. I also, props to Jennifer English, who played Mael in Clair Obscur, and Charlie Cox and Ben Starr for their 2 characters. But like, there are a couple other actors in that thing that like probably could have been nominated too. I don't know. We just need 12. We need 12 slots for best performance.
I mean, looking at this category really goes back to what I was saying about how it's very surprising. You know, if you were in a bubble that didn't know what indie versus AAA games were and played Expedition 33, the fact that 3 of the 6 on this list is from that game, that speaks volumes to kind of just the quality and, you know, production of that game.
Yeah. Maybe one of the 3 of us was just wrong about that game.
About what game?
Well, what? Did you think I was talking about you, Adam?
No, I didn't even hear what you were talking about, to be honest with you.
Yeah. Oh, no, of course. No, nothing about you. Nothing at all. So, yeah, those are the few categories that we like decided right now, and we'll take a look at. We'll go a little bit more in depth with each of the categories, maybe in a future episode where we guess who wins, perhaps, if we have time for that between now and then, and with Thanksgiving and all that shit. And we'll definitely have a reactions episode to all the Game Awards stuff, too. For now, though, we're going to leave this topic and go into playtime. We're talking about what we played this week. Playtime. Let's start with Adam, who played Maleficent 2. No, he's shaking his head. So we're going to go to Joel, who played Daddy D.
All right, Triple D. You know what Triple D stands for?
It stands for Daddy D.
Nope, stands for Diners, Drive-Ins, and Dives, the video game. No, I'm just kidding.
Was it really a video game?
No, I wish there was. I probably would have played it. I've been playing Dispatch, so I can't really talk about it until we decide what we're going to do with our Pody Goty barf poll selections. All I'll say is that it's a cool game. I played on an airplane. I told Chad last night that an episode starts and there's just titties in it, and no other episode before that has titties in it. And I had to quickly clench my ROG Xbox Ally X to my chest because it was a very erotic scene. And
what would you clench it to your chest for?
So nobody else could see my fucking screen.
No, you got to do loud and proud, bro. Fuck it, they're titties.
Yeah. Oh,
if
yeah.
you
You're
look
right.
over, that's on
I
you.
actually yelled and held the Xbox Ally X over my head so everybody behind me could see.
We hit the little flight attendant button so they could take it up and like put it on the big announcements. And, yeah.
But yeah, that it's pretty cool. I'm enjoying it, and we'll talk about it more once I finish it, I guess. The other thing I have been playing and can't stop thinking about is Ark Raiders.
Whoa,
this game,
that's so weird because I played Clark Braiders and they almost sound exactly the same.
Oh, that's the one where you go underground though, right? I'm playing the one where you go above ground and fight the Ark.
Clark Braiders is Ark Raiders, but it has glasses on, so no one knows that it's it's a superhero. Yeah,
gotcha. Yeah, me and Chad have been playing a lot of Ark Raiders. A lot of Ark Raiders. I was out of town the last week, and I brought my Xbox Ally X with me, and it runs that game phenomenally. I used a portable monitor that I had. I brought it with so that I could work while I was out there, and I plugged it into the USB-C port on the top of my Xbox Ally X, and it just worked. I was getting like 90 frames to 100 frames per second. It was amazing. Yeah, so shout out to the Xbox Ally X. I still love this machine. I play on it every single day. But yeah, Ark Raiders itself, amazing, amazing game. I told Chad last night that when I was trying to convince the secret Discord group to, I just wanted at least one person to buy it, so I had somebody to play with. When I was trying to convince them, I thought maybe Matt would pick it up because he already showed some interest. But then Matt, Dallas, and Chad all picked it up. And Chad is one of the most addicted people to this game. And he's the person I thought would like this game the least out of everybody in the secret Discord group.
It's his new Destiny because Destiny sucks now. So he
Yeah.
needs something
Isn't that
to
the
replace
truth?
it.
Yeah.
What's really funny about this, I haven't played Clark Raiders yet, but you guys have been talking about it. And then Tim the Museum, you guys remember Tim the Museum?
Yeah,
Brian
Tim the
Richards'
Museum.
friend?
Yeah.
He's been talking in the secret Discord about he also has it. So I'm like, bro, Black Friday deals, even though it's only a $40 game, Black Friday I'm gonna buy it. So I'm gonna be playing Clark Raiders in about a week and a half's time. So
Is it going on sale? You know?
I don't know. I'm just going to see if there are Cyber Monday sales or whatever. But I'm going to get it regardless by the end of the month. So Tim the Museum wants to play and everyone else is playing. So, and it looks fun. So I'm here.
It's a great game. And I will say, like, the only downside to this game, which isn't, it's a downside and an upside, is the only way to play this game is with voice chat enabled, right? In-game chat. And it's not a downside.
Well, let's be clear. It's not the only way to play it, but that is the right way to play it. And that's the most fun way to play it.
Yeah, because you want to be able to talk to people that you're encountering. You want to be able to talk shit to people that try killing you, and then you fucking pull out the Gluck 9000 and show them who's boss. You know what I mean? But the issue, it's not that big when it's
Gluck 9000.
So I play on my Xbox mostly when I play, but lately I've been playing on my PC because it runs the game like way better. And when you're on PC, you can play on Discord and talk to my party chat on Discord and game chat, right? But the issue is on console, you have to choose one or the other. You can't do both. So since they're all playing on PlayStation, right? We don't have the option of like, okay, we have 4 of us that want to play tonight. We'll split 2 and 2 and still be able to use game chat, or we'll go 3 and somebody will run solo. We'll be able to talk in Discord and somebody, and everybody can still use game chat. We don't have that luxury. So it's kind of like the first 3 who are on play together, and then it's usually Dallas who gets on really late, and he just doesn't say anything. He sees that we're all on, but he just doesn't say that he's online. Because if he would text us that he's online and wants to play, one of us would branch off and we'd go into 2 duos, right? But
he's Northeast
he's too
polite,
nice.
Man. He's not going to do it. Yep.
He's too okay. First of all, Northeast is not polite. Let's be clear.
Where he's from specifically.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. Yeah. Where he's from specifically. You go
not Boston polite. He's actual real Northeast polite. Yeah.
You go 30 minutes north.
I saw that trailer for Real Housewives of Rhode Island.
You did. That's a fact.
They are not polite.
Arc Raiders, it continues to take up my time. I was telling Chad, like, I had 30 minutes before we started the podcast tonight. And I was like, I can get a run or 2 in. And I got 2 runs in, got a bunch of loot. It was great. Upgraded my refinery, my gear bench. And yeah, we're going in tonight. We're going to find some WOLFPACK blueprints. We're going to be creating a bunch of WOLFPACK grenade rounds and just we're taking down the matriarch.
WOLFPACK, baby.
To be clear, the reason in-game chat is so important in this game is, like, I was running solo before the podcast, and there was a Bastion roaming around on the map I was in. So I spent like 10 minutes running around recruiting people to come help me kill this Bastion. I was like, hey,
Bastion is like this big, like, crab walker giant tank thing that shoots you with a Gatling gun.
Yeah, not easy to take out solo. Like, you definitely need like a few people at least to like kite this thing around so you can get a few shots here and there. And I ran around and I got 6. There were 6 of us total, and I got all these people together. We're like, all right, let's kill this thing. We're all like, all right, let's go. We're gonna shoot it. And we were all in the same spot. And then eventually somebody's like, yo, you two come with me. And then like they ran around to go to the other side. So we were kiting this thing back and forth as we were shooting it and hiding so it wouldn't kill us. And then like the things that it drops is like a cell, essentially is what it's called for that arc. And I got 5 of them off of this thing. And I think usually it drops anywhere from 3 to 5. And I happened to get lucky and looted all 5 of them when all 6 of us were looting this thing. And I just didn't say a word. Somebody's like, yo, where did all the Bastion cells go? I didn't find any. And I was like, yeah, I didn't find any either. So I was just playing dumb because I didn't want these guys to all turn on me, kill me, and take all my Bastion cells. And at the same time, I wasn't going to be like, yo, guys, we should go extract now, huh? Like, I waited for somebody else. I had to make it somebody else's idea. I didn't want to be like, oh, yeah, guys, we killed the Bastion. Let's go extract. Haha, I definitely didn't get any Bastion cells because then these motherfuckers would all just killed me. But at the same time, you have one bad run. Me and Chad trusted 3 guys, whatever, last night, and it ruined my night. I said, Chad, we're not trusting anybody the rest of the night. Nobody.
What didn't ruin the night? it started us down the path of like, this is how the Joker is born.
Yes.
It started out as a really shitty thing, and then we just fucked everyone up from there on out.
We were killing people left and right. This guy's like, yo, that's a cute skin. Let me smell your butt. He was like crouched down behind me.
Yeah. He's like, oh, I like that skin. Do a turn for me. Let me see the back
he's
side
like, turn around. And like, I did like a quarter turn around. And I turned back. I was like, no, I don't trust you, man. Because in my head, I'm like, what if this guy knows some like melee assassination thing that's just going to kill me right away? And so I just turned around and we just fucking blasted him. Disintegrated him. Yeah, it's a great game. It's so much fun.
Yeah. It's what I love about this game so much is that you can describe it to somebody, like the actual moment-to-moment gameplay, the objectives that you're doing, and it sounds like the stupidest, most boring thing you've ever done. Like, here's an actual text message, like conversation, like things that I wrote into a group chat. I'm almost done getting trash. I only need 5 fans for my spaceship and then like 10 mushrooms and apricots for my chicken and a very soft pillow. Joel says, at a bar, Elise saw me texting you all. How are the babies? And I said, ask her if she's got any cooling fans. I'll trade her the WOLFPACK I keep in my butt. And those are all, like, if you play the game, you know, those are all real things and none of that's a joke. But it's just, this game.
I think the other thing is like, most games when you play PvP, there's not this much interaction via voice chat with the other team or anybody you're playing against, or even with, for that matter. In this game, there's just an understanding. Everybody's in voice chat. And if they're not in voice chat actively talking, they can hear what you're saying. So they're reacting with like the emotes and stuff in game. And it just makes for creating like these crazy stories that you could just go and tell people. I've told Elise stories about this game. She's like, I don't know what the fuck you're talking about. Leave me alone. Kind of thing. She's like, just shut the fuck up. Go in your office and keep playing your stupid game. I don't care anymore. So yeah, that's life. That me and Chad we're rating the Ark.
It's just so good. They also released a new location this week where we all had to like work together to unlock Stellamontis, which is this new like snowy industrial complex type place. And it's so different of an environment because all of it's indoors and it's all these like tight winding hallways, and they have new types of enemies in there as like called shredders that just fuck you up. But it also is just, it's so claustrophobic, and it's what we've experienced so far is it's very hostile person to person, like player versus player. And we went in there one night and again, had a very bad experience, me in Dallas. I've played, by the way, last week I think I was at 17 hours. Now I'm at 43 hours. I've played 3+ hours with Dallas every single night for the last like 8 nights. It's insane. But we went in there, had a bad experience, got fucked up by a group of people we didn't trust, and then again spent the next like 7 rounds going in and just saying, we're going to fucking take out everyone we see. And we weren't successful a lot of the times because we went in with free loadouts and everyone else had shit. But it was just the principle of the thing. Like, I'm going to take out my aggression on somebody that deserves it because of their proximity to me. And that's all that they did, but they did that. And that's why they died. But then also, on the other side of things,
I love being an asshole in that game where like I tell Chad and Matt, like, yo, I'm going to act friendly, but when I say the word, we're killing these guys. So you act friendly, and I'm like, yo, yeah, we're cool, we're friendly. Like, oh, what are you guys looking for?
How easy it is to toggle between the two. Like, it's just a press of a button and you're talking to just your squad, and then a press of a button and you're talking to everybody. And it's just like, hey, y'all, what's going on? Fucking murder those guys right now. Hey, oh my God, no way, you have this thing? I'm going to shoot him in the head in 3, 2, 1. Yeah. Like that.
So a real thing that happened last night, and me and Chad can talk for an hour and a half about stories, but a real thing that happened last night, this is the last story I'll tell of this game, is Chad is grinding for rusted gears and cooling fans. And we came across a crew, we acted cool, and that guy's like, have you guys found any gears or cooling fans? And Chad's like, oh, no way, I'm looking for those too. And I just go and talk to Chad and Matt. I was like, we have to kill these guys. If they said that's what they're looking for, they might have it. We have to kill these guys and loot their bodies and see if they have what Chad's looking for. Killed them. They didn't have shit. No,
it was doo-doo. They had doo-doo. But then you get to the other side of things where it's like, all right, Dallas and I are going on this. We're just going after the big monsters. And we spent one entire night just like, we took out 2 bastions. We took out a couple of bombardiers. We took out a couple of leapers, some rocketeers. We were just taking out big shit. We went in, up on the top of the dam, a couple of guys down like halfway, little staircase there. They came out of an elevator door, and Dallas was like, oh, you see those guys down there? You see those guys? And he was getting a little horny Joe out there. And he just like popped a couple of shots in one of them. Just bop, 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 bop. And then Dallas goes on like everyone chat and he goes, y'all cool? Friendly? Y'all cool? And they responded, oh yeah, right. Oh, you friendly? You just fucking shot at us. He's like, I didn't know you. I thought you shot at us. I thought you were shooting at people. We thought we got away with it. And I was like, oh, Dallas, we're on the mission right now is to stay alive, gather these rare resources from these things and get back. We get to the Leaper. Leaper starts jumping up at us. Dallas accidentally falls off the dam like an asshole and dies down on the ground. I end up killing the Leaper. The moment the Leaper dies, from behind me, pop, 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 people shooting at me. I'm like, Dallas, you did this. This is your fault. Those same guys coming up behind us, shooting the shit out of me. I ended up jumping off the dam as well to escape their fire, but I also died. So it comes back to bite you in the ass, but it's such a fun fucking game. It's so good.
So good. So good.
I feel like we should just have a segment of just like Arc Raiders stories on every podcast now.
Yeah. Stories.
That's what we'll do instead of Game on Game Show.
To top side stories.
Adam, I was going to ask you, but it looks like none of these games are Arc Raiders, so I guess we'll just move on to... I'm just kidding. No, what did you play?
All right. So as of last week, I can only talk about one review that I had go up, which was Goodnight Universe, which I gave a 9 out of 10. I had 2 more reviews go up. I did 3 reviews in 7 days, and let me tell you, I'm not gonna write for like another 2 weeks. So I'm good on that. But a review I had to go up today, guys. Moonlighter 2, The Endless Vault.
Whoa!
Early access reviews or embargo dropped today, so I have a review of Moonlighter 2 up on GameSandwich.com as well as OpenCritic. I gave that an 8 out of 10.
Whoa!
Here's the thing: we
improvement over Moonlighter 1.
Do what now?
That's an improvement over Moonlighter 1.
Yeah, that's the thing. We played Moonlighter 1 for a barf game. And it was like, I think I was probably the highest on the game. And even then I was like, it's fine. Like, I like the concept of I'm running a shop and I go into dungeons and I bring back loot from the dungeon to sell in my shop. But that game got pretty long in the tooth really quickly when you just discover that, oh, it's the same loop every time. I'm going into 4 different dungeons once I beat them, but then it's like, I have to get the loot from this area to upgrade for this very specific weapon for this area to be able to do anything. And it's pixel art style and all that stuff. I was like, okay, this game's cool, but I started to get a little tired of it. Moonlighter 2, completely new art style. I love the new art style. It's now a action roguelike game. It's no longer a top-down pixel art dungeon crawler. New art style, new gameplay. The town stuff is all improved. Like, it's not just I'm selling stuff so I can have enough power to beat this level. It's like I'm going to go into these levels whenever I feel like it multiple times to get certain things, to get certain rewards. Like, you actually have quests now where the guy's like, I'm looking for this specifically. And you're like, okay, I'm going to go into this. In the early access, there are 6 different dungeons you can go to anytime you want. And you don't have to have, a level 4 weapon to get there. You can go any of them anytime you want. And I need to go search for this thing. And the whole building a business plays into the Endless Vault, which is this thing that shows that you're in a new area, a new town, and this thing shows up and it's like, hey, earn this much money and you'll get a reward. So basically you're doing your earned money to build the town, give yourself new ways to tackle the dungeons, as well as getting these unique rewards from the Endless Vault. So it's like, oh, you're actually giving me reasons to play the game outside of just do it so you can go to the third one, which was like, okay, this is very cool. I like this. On top of that, the action's fun. Again, it's very roguelike, Slay the Spire. Like, pick your node, or I'm going to go here because there's a boss, and over here is a weapon advancement, so I'm going to follow the track here so I can get my ultimate build to fight the boss at the end. And again, even in early access, all the upgrades and differences they have, I'm like, oh, I wish this was Moonlighter 1 because I would have enjoyed Moonlighter 1 a lot more. So shout out to them, Moonlighter 2. Thank you for changing the game completely. They're like, we have the base idea, let's change everything else. And to me, it works. So
I have a quick question. So you said this is releasing in early access, right?
Yeah, I believe on the 19th. So when you're hearing the podcast, this comes out on PC and Xbox early access. Full game comes out early next year for PlayStation and then everything else.
So based on what you've played, what do you feel like this game is missing? Like, what would you like to see them add to this game before the full 1.0 release? Because like for Hades, I know a big deal was the voice acting, right? That got added after it was already in early access. So like for this, what do you want to see be added from? I mean, you gave it an 8, right? And it's in early access. Mm-hmm. So like what do you think could make it go up to like a 9 for you if they added it before 1.0?
I think it's the early access thing where like more content, right? Because right now there are 6 different areas that I can explore. Can give me more areas. Everyone is new, has different items, looks completely different. And the art style helps that a lot. So give me more areas to do so it varies up my runs, because I'm doing a lot of runs to get all this money and do all these things. And I think maybe make progression a little bit quicker, because there was a part near the end when I was getting to the end of the early access where it's like, it's just taking a couple more runs than I would like it to be able to upgrade to the next thing. So if they work out the economy and give me some new areas and new bosses, I think it'll turn out just fine. Regardless, I think even if this was the full game, I think it's still better than the first one. But I think just do what Hades 2 did. The game was amazing. All they did was add more areas, and then the game wasn't even better. So just do that. Just do what Hades did, and you'll be a good game.
How long did it take you to beat? And is there like a, end game, I guess, kind of grind that you could do after the story or whatever?
In the early access, I played this for about 15 hours, and I had more stuff to do, but I had beaten every boss in the game. So I was like, okay, I feel like I'm in a good point now to be able to write my review actually about it. But there's still more like, earn some more money for the Endless Vault and get another reward. I think there's 4 rewards in the early access, and I got 3. And I was like, well, I'm not going to grind after I've already beaten all these bosses just to see what that last reward is, just to write. It's not going to change my review at all. So yeah. 15 hours or so to get through all of that, and it was a good time.
Cool.
Next up, I also reviewed Gigasword.
Gigasword.
That also has a review up.
Sounds like a Digimon.
It is. It's actually a Sacred Digimon game, Chad. You wouldn't believe
it.
No, I'm just kidding.
What?
Not at all. No. This is a game I played at PAX East this last year. It is a sort of a Castlevania like side scroller, like beat 'em up fight game or whatever. But the difference is you have the thing called the Gigasword, which is a massive, it's like an 8-foot long sword that weighs like 200 pounds or something. Insane. He's constantly carrying on his back. The difference here is that you can leave your sword, put it down in the ground, and now you're light and you can platform really good. So a lot of the puzzles are stick my sword here. I can't attack anything anymore. But now I can jump around, go do a puzzle, come back, get my sword, go and fight a boss or fight an enemy with it. So that one was also cool. By the end of it, that game to me just feels like it keeps on going. I actually this is the only bad part about reviewing a game is I got lost a lot of the times because it feels like it's trying to be an NES game where it's like, oh, you got to take notes and write out your own map, because there's a map in the game, but it doesn't show you anything except for the room that you've been in. So if I walk into a room that has a key that I need, but I haven't gotten it yet, it doesn't tell me. So I was literally walking around the map like, where the fuck is the next thing I need to find? And I would do that for like 30 minutes at a time. So I was like, this is getting way too long. I'm actually actively not enjoying this part of the game. But the actual premise of jumping around Metroidvania, getting new powers, going on, fighting, the boss battles are really, really cool, because it's also a Souls-like. So the boss battles are like challenging and really, really good. So I'm like, that's all awesome. I just wish I didn't have to fucking backtrack and just walk around this map over and over and over again. If that was fixed, it'd be great, but I gave it a 7. For what's there is good, but that was enough of an annoyance for me to be like, no thank you. Fix this. But no, good game though. I still think fans of, I wanted my games to be like it was 1970 and not 78, 1998. You'll enjoy it a lot. And again, the mechanic of dropping a sword and doing puzzles is cool, but there's enough annoyances. But again, still 7 out of 10. It's a good game, not a bad game. Then I also got back into WWE 2K25. You know
that
what?
Game on sale yet? Is that coming on sale next week?
I feel like it should be. It's always on sale around the PLEs. It's just fun being CM Punk, punching John Cena in the face. I don't know. I'm just dicking around. The last DLC came out for it, and I had the season pass. So I just wanted to...
You know what? Didn't that come to PlayStation Plus or something?
It came to Netflix today, actually. So there is a mobile version of 2K25 that is exclusive to Netflix. Whatever. But sometimes you just want to punch some guys in the face.
It is available for PlayStation Plus Extra and Premium subscribers.
Oh, 25 is?
Yeah.
Eh?
Good game. The game library, the game catalog.
But then I'd have to subscribe.
Yeah,
you know,
and buy all the DLC. I mean, you want Mark Henry, right? You got to buy the DLC if you want Mark Henry.
I can get a PC code for $10.
Well, I'll probably do that. Good stuff, though. And then last, Marvel Rivals has a new season that launched. Gambit and Rogue are going to be in the game. Some of your favorite X-Men. They're in love, and they're also really fun to use. So Marvel Rivals is good. But that's it. No Arc Raiders until next week, and I'll tell you guys how good it is and pretend like you guys never played it, because that's the bit that the show does. So
I mean, I'm hoping that we have just a lot of great stories about shit that happens when you play it with us.
yeah, I mean, that would be fun, too. We'll get there. Question, are you on time? Do we want to skip this one and just go straight to my segment, or do you want to bother?
No, I do. Yeah, I want to talk about this.
Okay, go for it.
I want to talk about this. All right, we're going to the Dark Quest log. From Chris Scullion at VGC, Valve announces a new Steam console controller and VR headset. Here, this is the rundown, and we'll talk about it. Valve has announced 3 new products. A new VR headset called the Steam Frame, a new controller called the Steam Controller, and a console-like unit called the Steam Machine. So one of them is a controller, one of them is a VR headset, one of them is a console-like PC. Valve says it plans to ship all 3 products in the same regions they currently ship Steam Deck. They will start shipping in early 2026, with specific launch timing and pricing to be confirmed later. The Steam Machine, the PC console-like thing, is a 6-inch console-like cube with over 6 times the horsepower of Steam Deck, which is designed to allow PC games to be played on the TV. The new Steam controller looks like a hybrid of an Xbox controller and a PlayStation controller. It features the same view and menu buttons, the equivalents of select and start, seen on an Xbox Series X and S controller, but it has the analog sticks on the bottom. It has the parallel
Touch
analog
pads.
sticks like a PlayStation DualSense, and then it also has the touch pads at the bottom as well. Which is the next bullet here. Yes, it also features 2 large trackpads on the bottom, which will allow players to control the mouse cursor in PC games and make use of mouse controls. Finally, the Steam Frame is a streaming first virtual reality headset, which can be played wirelessly, similar to the Meta Quest headsets. It also comes with 2 handheld controllers, which also look similar to those for the Quest. Steam branching out again to the hardware like they hadn't done in a few years. Steam machines, Steam controller, and even VR with Valve Index are not new spaces for Steam, but it seems like a more concerted effort and ecosystem this time. Any of this excite you all?
Yeah, I mean, it's all pretty exciting because it's just moving forward kind of what they've already been doing, right? The Steam Deck is super popular. A lot of people have them. I think I'm not surprised so much about like the Steam Machine, the controller, or the new VR headset. Like none of the new stuff surprises me. I'm just surprised that it's all at one time, right? Like for it all to be announced at the same time in the same video is just absolutely crazy, right? That's stuff you never hear about anymore. And the fact that this like didn't really leak, I'm sure that there was like posts like, yeah, rumor is that Steam Machine is coming back in some form or another. And that's not really surprising. I feel like they've been building to that for a while with the Steam Deck. I just love that the Steam Machine is kind of like open in terms of the software. Like you can get rid of, like you can on the Steam Deck, you can get rid of the Steam OS that it uses, and you can install Windows on it and basically just run it as a PC, a Windows-based PC. And so what you could do with that is run the same UI that the ROG Xbox Ally X has and just use that on your living room TV. So like Chad has always complained that every time a new Steam, game comes out on Steam, that because he only has Mac computers, every time a new game comes out, he has to find out a way to like emulate Windows so that he can play these indie games with us, like Peak and what was the other one? Lethal Company, Repo, stuff like that. This is like a great option for Chad because we've been telling him like, yo, just get a Steam Deck. You can get one for like $300 used, and you could probably play with us that way. But yeah, for Chad, I think this is a no-brainer. Get day one if he wants to play those indie type games with us and not have the hassle of, oh, I gotta read through 20 different Reddit posts on how to sync my controller up while I'm using Mac to emulate Windows. This is just like a no-brainer, I think, if for anybody that has a headache situation like that, or anybody that just wants an easy way to play Steam on their TV, honestly.
Also, shout out to Valve for actually making the Steam Machine this time, because the first iteration was just like whoever, kind of like the Microsoft thing where they're like, whoever wants to make a device and use our OS, go ahead. This is the first time Valve is like, the little box that's next to your TV is actually made by Valve, which should I mean, with the last couple of products, will probably signify some sort of quality because they make quality products. So I'm with Joel. I think this serves a very specific audience, people who like to play console games but wish they could play the cool Steam games that they can't play for 2 or 3 years. And depending on price, I think it'll.
That being said,
we'll see what it is.
Punt that fucking controller into the sun. That thing
Yeah, that
is
thing looks
so
ugly as
ugly.
shit.
Like
Some people love that trackpad shit. They swear by it. I've never touched one, but I know some people think it's great.
I've used it on my Steam Deck. I never use the trackpad outside of like the whatever the game is that came with the Steam Deck that kind of showcases the capabilities of it.
The lab or Aperture Lab or whatever it was.
Aperture, whatever it was. The only reason I could see owning that controller is if you have the Steam machine and it makes it easier to like navigate, the PC menus with the cursor and stuff. Like if you were going to go in and emulate games on it or, whatever you needed to do in desktop mode on it. I want to talk about the VR headset a bit. I'm such a sucker for VR. It's crazy. I buy them all the time and I play them periodically throughout my life. I wish I played them more, but I just don't. It just sucks because it looks so cool and I can't justify buying another VR headset anytime soon. The appeal to me for this is like, first of all, you could play games natively on the device, right? Just like the Oculus Quest you can, right? It's got its own PC built into it. So that's intriguing to me. The other intriguing thing is the USB dongle that lets you play your PC wirelessly to it on different frequencies than your Wi-Fi or Bluetooth would anything use. Because everything I'm seeing about people that played it that way when they tested it said that it was amazing and they couldn't tell a difference between that and just being tethered to their computer. And that's like the real appeal of this thing to me, is because I love the capabilities of my computer and how powerful my computer is. I hate trying to play my Quest wirelessly to it because like while it is like technically in beta for Meta, it just like it's not perfect, right? I could tell there's like some latency issues, whether it's like I move my arm up and then I could tell like the lag in my motion control being detected by my PC and being fed back to my screen on that's attached to my eyes. It's not quite there. And yeah, I can use my PSVR 2 on my PC, but then I got this cable, it's dangling around. It's intriguing to me. I don't think it's intriguing enough for me to like pre-order this thing if they were to say pre-orders are going up tomorrow, because I think this headset's going to be like at least $800.
Based on the fact, $1,000.
The Valve Index I think was $1,000 or $1,200, including the base stations that are up in the corners.
This bitch gonna be $1,000.
Yeah, and this thing, it's got a computer built into it this time. It doesn't. It has inside-out tracking, which is kind of. People aren't too happy about it because Valve was one of the big companies doing outside-in tracking, where you put the camera stations up in the corners, and it has much better, much better tracking, I would say, than the inside-out stuff does. So people aren't too happy about that are huge Valve Index fans. But yeah, it's going to be expensive for sure.
It's going to be expensive, but I'm concerned a little bit about strategy, not necessarily strategy, but it's like some of the things feel like obvious lessons we should have learned already. One of them being the actual strap itself that holds it on your face. It has the battery in the back of the strap, which is great for counterbalance, but it's just a strap around the back of the head, which anyone who's worn the first generation Apple Vision Pro knows that like if that's the only thing holding it to your face, it's going to squish your eyes. It's going to feel super uncomfortable. You got to have something going over the top of the head. So that's a little bit concerning to me. It's like, really?
There's a top
that's
strap
what you're
too.
included in the box?
There's a top
there
strap
is?
too.
They just didn't show it in the marketing? Okay.
Yeah.
The other thing, like as far as strategy goes, that like I'm curious about, the way that they showed it in the reveal video, they were like, hey, you can play games in a window, like 2D games in a window in your environment and things like that, but it made it look like you were playing in a full color version of your environment. But in reality, it's actually just like low res black and white pass through. It's not actually like it's hybrid, this mixed reality kind of thing. So I'm not sure if that's even like a use case people are going to find themselves doing a lot, to be able to play those 2D games in a window in their environment, if it's going to be monochrome. But the other thing that makes me really excited, and like the technology that's exciting to me, is the stream. Like you mentioned, the streaming to another PC using the dongle. and the things that they're able to do around. I don't know if this is an ecosystem thing and that's the way it happens, or it's the hardware of the dongle and the headset working in tandem, but it doesn't just have foveated rendering where like your PC is only putting all the horsepower into where your eyes are looking at the moment. It also has foveated streaming in it as well, which is the transmission of the visual signal. It's only using a high bit rate at where your eyes are looking, and then it's a lower, shittier bit rate. If anyone's ever watched like a YouTube video over a shitty internet connection, that's blocky, nasty ass bit rate. That's what you'll see on the periphery, but that, again, that's literally what you can't see because it's not where your eyes are pointed. So I think that's part of what, like, optimizing that streaming from a PC and the latency and all of that kind of stuff, that's part of what makes that experience feel so good, which then unlocks the ability for, you know, really high fidelity VR gaming on a wireless headset in your home, which is super cool. So I hope that technology somehow comes to. Actually, I don't hope that we get another PlayStation VR because I don't want to get my heart broken yet again.
I really don't think we're going to get another PlayStation VR based off the sole fact that Beat Saber 2 stopped making content for it. Like that's the killer right there, right? That's like the biggest VR game. And if the biggest VR game comes out and says we're no longer supporting, like not support, we're no longer pushing updates, any future updates not coming to this device, I think that's a huge red flag. Another thing that I think is really cool about the VR headset is, like we said, it has a built-in PC. You could download games directly to it, and that doesn't just stop at VR games. Like, you can download a game like Peak, and as long as it can run on the headset itself, you could play it like you're in a big movie theater, essentially, more or less. So it's not only for VR games; it's for pretty much anything. Anything that can run.
You know what else is really cool about that too? Sorry, we all talked at the same time.
Okay, let's do one more
really
time.
Cool about that is that
well,
you
hold
can.
on, let me go first.
Okay,
I remember Google Glass. All right, now you go, Joel.
Yeah.
Okay, now you go, Chad.
Okay, cool. I think the really cool thing about it is that you can take, like, they all have the Steam machine, the VR headset, they have SD card slots. And so you can download the game on your Steam machine and play it on your PC. And then you're like, oh, I'm about to leave for a trip. Let me put this, and you just, boom, just eject the SD card, put it in your headset, and it's there. You don't have to, remember to download your game in advance or anything like that, which is cool.
Yeah, really cool. I love the option to upgrade memory so easily. One other thing I was going to say, but now I can't remember what I was going to say. I completely lost my train of thought.
Was it related to Google Glass?
No, it was related to VR. This isn't what I was going to say, but yeah, I looked it up, and that top head strap comes with it. It's just optional.
Okay, cool.
Whether or not you want to use it.
Gotcha.
Hold on,
I'm excited for
thinking.
this whole ecosystem type thing.
I completely forgot what I was going to say. Sorry, go on without me. I'm going to mute my mic.
Oh, you're good.
All right. Oh, no, everyone, oh, he's lashing himself. Joel, stop!
Ass.
You don't have to punish yourself like that. Oh my god.
No, but Steam is definitely an ecosystem that people are attached to. So making shit that works with their place.
I remember what I was going to say. So on Steam right now, if you go to any game, it'll tell you Steam Deck verified, Steam Deck compatible, Steam Deck maybe, right? Like, those are the options. Like, Steam Deck not compatible. Don't even try fucking booting this game. It's going to explode. That Steam store is going to get so chaotic with, like, Steam Deck verified, Steam Deck not verified, Valve fucking VR headset verified, Valve headset not verified, Steam machine verified. They just created so much work for whatever QA team has to go in and test all this shit and send all that feedback back to the developers. It's going to be crazy.
But it's worth it, because whenever you have that little icon on your game, people are like, definitely going to get that.
Yeah, right, until you update your indie game one time and it just fucking breaks everything.
Well, you've already got the sale at that point.
Yeah, I'm just excited for this ecosystem, and it seems like they've got a really thoughtful strategy about how they're all going to play together and how they're going to keep people happy in the different locations. Like, this console, quote unquote console, this PC that you're putting in your living room, that probably is still going to have all the same PC problems that I hate about PCs anyway. But the great thing about it is it's like you're not actually plugging your laptop into your TV, or you're not having to actually take your Steam Deck and put it in a dock and then like pretend that interface works well on a TV with a controller. That hopefully they're thinking through all of that to make that really a seamless transition from your desk to your television to the headset to a plane, like all of that stuff. Sounds like they're being really thoughtful about it. And what they did mention, and that they didn't expand upon, is that Steam Deck 2 is coming, but they're just like, we're just not talking about that today. And I think this might help, Joel, is I'm wondering if Steam Deck 2 is the same like specs as the Steam machine, which would make it just like, I guess you wouldn't have to say it's Steam compatible, but just like rather than having Steam Deck, well, that's a lie. Now you'll have to have Steam Deck 1 compatible and Steam Deck 2 compatible. And yeah, okay. Well, so maybe it won't be as simple as I think it is, but
also if they announce Steam Deck 2 and it's the same specs essentially as the Steam machine, you'd have to be dumb not to just buy a Steam Deck 2 and buy a dock for it, right? Like it would make no sense.
Unless, and I think this is very, very likely, unless the Steam machine is $299, $399,
no chance,
and the Steam Deck 2 is $800,000, $900,000. I honestly do think the Steam machine is $800, $900, $1,000. I think the Steam machine could come in at just a few $100s, because from the Digital Foundry folks who are doing like all these analysis of the different hardware that they're using, it seems like it's going to be a little less than, it seems like it's going to be basically capable of Switch 2 in terms of like power and capability, but it doesn't have to worry about the miniaturization of components to go into a handheld. It can be this 6-inch by 6-inch cube on your desk. It doesn't have to worry about having a display or a screen at all. It doesn't have to worry about bundling. Well, we actually don't know this, but like is a controller included as part of the price of the thing? Like that's another cost that they could save there. And some of the components that they're using for this, like they are using a little bit of a crappier GPU. They are using an HDMI 2.0 port. They have fucking 6 USB-A ports all over this goddamn box and 1 USB-C port. So they're cutting a lot of corners to keep the cost as low as possible. And so I honestly, yeah, I think this could come in at $400 as maybe the high. And well, also storage. That's the other thing. Storage, you do have to pay more for because it's 512 and 2 terabytes versus like the Switch that comes with 64, I think it is. So that's
my advice, if you're considering getting a 512 or 2 terabyte version of this, the price difference is going to be significant between the two if you buy it straight from them.
Oh yeah.
Buy the lower one. You'll be able to find a video within a week of how to upgrade it for much, much cheaper.
Also, peak is like 3 gigabytes, so it's not really a big deal. Just play peak on it.
Yeah, exactly. And if I were to buy this box, again, I'm not, until I see someone hit a button, the console comes on, and it just like, I don't even know that I'm playing a PC. I'm not going to pre-order anything like that, but I'm buying it for peak and repo, which like on the best specs with the highest amount of RAM and memory, they still perform like garbage. So I'm not going to notice any difference.
Yeah, I think this thing's going to come out and it's going to be around the same price as the PS5 and the Xbox One X or Series X, whatever. So? Yeah, I don't think it comes out like significantly lower than those.
I don't know, but we'll see in early 2026. And for now, we didn't have a game on Game Show. I was going to do a cozy question of the week, but we've just talked so long and there's so many raids that need to happen up on the surface and killing a bunch of arcs. So we're going to cut this podcast. Oh, wait, no, we have a segment from Adam?
Yes, we do. I mean, it does say right here.
Oh, sorry. I completely missed that because it blended in with the bullet above it. Then, yeah, we have a segment from Adam. Boom, Riders of Rohan, Lord of the Rings. Let's go.
Oh, yeah, that's good. Oh, that's good shit. All right, so earlier today, obviously we talked about Game Awards nominations, and they were talking about, what was the thing about Claire Obscure had the most this year? Or
most nominated game ever in history.
12 nominations?
Yeah,
right?
12.
Something like that.
A lot of numbers. But here's what I've decided to do. We're going to play ourselves a little numbers game. Joel and Chad, I have numbers that apply to Game Award things from different Game Awards. It's not just the Game Awards, but these are numbers that are related to Game Award, celebrations. And I'm going to ask you, and you basically give me an answer, and if you get it right, you get a point. If not, whatever. It makes sense. It's a very question and answer game. All right. Wait a minute. Where was I on this?
I don't know.
Okay. Game Awards, Jeff Keighley's, 2024. Right. The most nominations received in that Game Awards show was 7. 7 by Astrobot, and 7 by Final Fantasy VII Rebirth. I need you to tell me the next highest game to receive the most nominations. There is one answer for 6 and multiple that received 5. So if you tell me the 6, you'll win automatic. You'll get 2 points. If you give me the 5, you'll get 1 point. If you don't get any of it correct, you get nothing. Whoever wants to go first, it doesn't matter. Joel, you'll go first, and then we'll alternate. So it was 7 for Astrobot and 7 for Final 7 Rebirth.
I'm struggling so hard. I'm struggling so hard to think of games.
I can't think of anything that came out last
2024 Game Awards, Jeff Keighley's Game Awards. What received less than Astrobot and Final Fantasy VII Rebirth?
It wasn't Indiana Jones. I can tell you that.
Well,
that's true.
I need an answer.
It was not Indiana Jones.
I'm looking for the most nominations that wasn't those two.
Could have been Resident Evil 4 Remake. Was that last year?
You tell me.
I'm gonna go with Resident Evil 4 Remake.
Guess?
You're
gonna go with Resident Evil 4?
Got not the 6, but one of the other ones.
Okay. Joel, can you give me an answer?
I can't think of any games that
Just
came out.
think of a game that came out last year.
I am telling you, I cannot think of a single fucking game. I don't know why I'm drawing such a blank. Adam, with your permission, can I look up games that I played last year of a list that I have on my phone?
No, that's a big old cheat.
Yeah,
I'm not looking up
that's
like games of the year. All right, fuck. I don't fucking know. I know it's not a sports game. I'll narrow it down. Here, let's start with games I know it's not. It's not Sonic 2.
No,
it's not Halo Infinite.
Just give me a guess from a video game. Just name a video game. Name a video game that was popular that came out recently.
Oh, Call of Duty. Fuck, which one was last year? Black Ops 6.
Ooh, Joey, very close. Call of Duty Black Ops 6 got 4, but I was looking for the game that got 6 and 5. The game that got 6 was Metaphor ReFantazio.
No, sure. Great.
The games that got 5 were Balatro, Black Myth Wukong, Elden Ring, Shadow of the Erdtree, and Silent Hill 2.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, those games came out last year. Silent Hill 2 was last year?
Mm-hmm.
Fuck.
Sure was.
And now they have another one. Right. F.
Moving on.
Silent Hilf. More like Silent MILF.
I'm now looking at the GDC Awards, and I'm specifically looking at the year of 2018. So in 2018, again, there are, a handful of categories for GDC. Right. I am only one game won multiple categories. Name me that game. GDC Awards 2018. What won multiple awards? Chad says God of War. Joel, what is your guess? This is a tough one. I want to go ahead and tell Chad it's incorrect. It is not God of War.
Damn it.
Not God of War.
I will say God of War did win the big Game of the Year award, but it did not win multiple. Only one game won multiple awards. GDC, Game Developers Conference. These guys are weird sometimes.
Okay, I didn't know what came out last year. You think I'm gonna remember what the fuck came out in 2018?
Wow, that's the name of the game, buddy.
PUBG.
It is not PUBG. The only game to receive multiple wins, Best Debut, which recognizes the debut studio, and then Best Mobile/Handheld Game were both won by Florence in 2018.
Oh, Florence. That was a fucking great game.
That's the only game that won 2 awards. Yeah, it's the only game that won 2 awards. Everyone else was just a single winner in each category, but Florence
That's
won
like
2.
a 30-minute mobile game. It's
experience. Game developers love. They love the weird shit. Next up, we are looking at the 12th BAFTA Awards, which was held in 2016. So these are games from 2015 for the BAFTA Awards. I haven't even given you...
No, it's not my guess. I'm just kidding. Go ahead.
You're good. But BAFTA, British Academy Game Awards, if that helps at all, for 2015. There were... So what I'm asking for is the game... There are 3 games that won 3 awards per game. So if you can give me... let me finish.
You said talk when I want. You said you go whenever you want. You said there's no rules. Just say what you want. Sonic 2, baby.
3 games tied with 3 awards apiece. If you can name the game that won the most nominations that year, you'll get a bonus point. So if you give me one of the 3 games with that tied with 3 awards, 1 point. If you give me the one that had the most nominations, get a bonus point. 2015 BAFTA Awards. What are you going to guess?
Fallout
British
4.
Jeffies.
Fallout 4 was not one of the ones that had 3 awards.
What the fuck came out that year? 2013 was a new cycle, a new console cycle. Bloodborne? Was that 2015? I'm going to say Bloodborne.
Bloodborne is not one of the ones. One of the 3 games that won 3 awards apiece were Everyone's Gone to the Rapture, Her Story,
another fucking great game, yeah.
and Rocket League. All those games won 3 awards apiece. The game with the most nominations was Everyone's Gone to the Rapture with 10 nominations. Again,
Another
tough
fucking
one.
great game.
This one might be a little easier. And when I looked this one up, I had to look up a video. And it's the funniest fucking thing in the world. At the Respawn Aimfire Game of the Year award in 2024. Chad, it's when Chad had the weird headset, so he had the weird floating head. Oh my God, It's the funniest thing of all time. We had 10 games in our top 10 Game of the Year awards. Can you give me the publisher that had the most nominations in our top 10 Game of the Year awards? I need the publisher specifically that had the most. I will tell you now, there are 2 answers that will count for a point. 2 publishers had the same number of games on our top 10 list from 2024. Joel, you were literally on this episode. There's no excuse to be like, I don't know what came out last year, because you literally were on this episode. The publisher with the most wins at our Game Awards last year.
I can tell you what it's not. It's not Microsoft. It's not Sonic 2.
Sony. I'm going to say
Joel.
Sony. I'm going to say
Joel's
Sony.
going to guess Sony. All right. Chad, what's your guess?
You told him that I was wrong before he guessed. Tell me, is he wrong?
I'm
he
not
one
going
of
to
the
tell you
2?
that.
Oh, you son of a
Because
bitch.
here's what
Okay,
it's-
all
here's-
right.
okay,
That means
here's-
he got one of
Chad,
mine.
here's what I'll tell you. He is correct. If you can give me the other one, I'll give you a bonus point. If you're going to piggyback, then you're just going to get the same number of points as him.
Okay.
So it's up to you if you want to gamble or not. We only have one more
was in the
category after
discussion
this, so
there?
points are pretty important right now.
What was in that discussion? We had, Black Myth was up there, Astrobot, Hades 2, Final Fantasy VII
Helldivers.
Rebirth, Helldivers.
Publisher.
Yeah. If I could think of something else Square Enix did
Sherlock Holmes.
was... Oh, that's right, Sherlock. No.
It wasn't top 10.
Oh, it was
No.
Vertigo. From
Vertigo.
Brian's list, Yeah.
Yeah, Alfred Hitchcock's Vertigo, but not based on Alfred Hitchcock's Vertigo or something like that. Just because I know Square Enix is... There's got to be another one. Maybe it was Silent Hill 2, but Square Enix. We'll say Square Enix. Square Enix. Fuck, that's Konami is Silent Hill, idiot. Anyway, we'll stick with Square Enix.
It's fine. Congratulations, Joel. You are up 1-0. Sony had 2 wins with Helldivers 2 at number 5, which they published. They didn't, create, but develop, but they published it. And Astrobot being the 2 Sony published games. The other company that had the most was EA, because EA Sports College Football 25 and Dragon Age The Veilguard were both on our list. Veilguard.
Oh, man.
Those were the 2.
Nobody's talked about Veilguard in ever. Man.
The
that
only
game
weird
fell
one
off.
here, and I double-checked it, Chad, is that Destiny 2, technically published by Bungie. It doesn't say Sony, but regardless, it's all good. All right, so Joel is up 1-0. We're on to our last question. In 2022, at Jeff Keighley's Game Awards, Sony Interactive Entertainment had the most nominations across all publishers with 21, on the back of Horizon and God of War, obviously. Bandai Namco had 9, obviously on the back of Elden Ring. Tell me the publishers that are in between those 2. I will say that there are 2 publishers that had between Sony's 21 and Bandai Namco's 9. If you give me the highest answer, you'll get 2 points. If you give me the lower answer, you'll get 1 point. So I'm looking for 2 developers that had between 21 and 9 nominations at the 2022 Game Awards. So, Chad, you could win this if you get the top answer. Joel, you can make him tie if you get the bottom, or win outright if you get the top answer. Sony was number 1. Bandai Namco was number 4. Who were 2 and 3? Publishers at the 2022 The Game Awards. Nominations.
Let's take a shot in the dark and go Capcom.
All right, Joel, you gonna give me a guess?
I'm going to go Square Enix.
All right, Square Enix comes in at number 5 with 6 total nominations.
Ooh.
Capcom Not on the list.
Mother Michael fuck.
Let's
Capcom
go.
did not have anything in that year. Or they didn't have multiple. They might have had... I don't think they even had one that year. The answers I was looking for. Number 3 was Nintendo with 11 nominations. And number 2...
When did Nintendo released in 2022?
That was...
3D All-Stars? Was that
right?
year?
It is... I don't know, man. Splatoon 3 is on here as winners. I don't know. Some stupid Nintendo year. I don't feel like
It's too early
scrolling
for
up.
Mario Wonder. I
I
don't
was
know.
saying, is it a Mario Wonder? I don't know. I'm not rolling. I'm not scrolling up. I don't care that much. The number 2 with 12 nominations, Annapurna Interactive.
Oh.
That'd have been the
What they
tricky one.
released that year?
But that leaves us at the end of 5 rounds of numbers games from Game Awards. Joel 1-0. Congratulations, Joel. You won with 1 point. And that is our little trip through history. And that is my segment.
In 2022, Annapurna released A Memoir Blue, Neon White, Stray, Hohokam, and Hindsight. Cool.
In 2022, Nintendo released...
That's what I want.
I don't know.
Well, I know like Stray
Oh,
was 2022.
Splatoon 3, Xenoblade Chronicles 3, Kirby and the Forgotten Land, and Pokemon Scarlet and Violet.
Yeah, there you go.
Cool. So all the worst
and
games.
Nintendo Switch Sports.
Yeah, and Stray obviously
Yeah.
got just way too many nominations for that being a mid game, and that it was Annapurna, so that's probably what helped that number bump up so high. So yeah, there you go.
All right, thanks for that segment of Adam. Now we're going to go bye-bye because our creators is calling our little hearts up to the surface because we need trash. Remember, homework, go listen to Brian's toilet story. Go, if you are an exclusive member, then you get access to whatever we recorded that was fun and or funny after that. And then also you voted for Barf Games. Remember, I'm playing Hell Is Us and Sea of Stars DLC. Joel's playing Dispatch. Adam's playing In Virtute Tue Domine, or whatever you're playing. What is it? Virtuoso
Shinobi.
Samurai? Shinobi, that's it. Whatever.
Shinobi, yeah.
And Alex is playing Alters. There you go. Yeah. Go play all that. Go play all that shit. Because we're going to go play Apex. Not Apex, fucking A. Arc Raiders.
Arc Raiders.
We're going to play Arc Raiders. And here's our usual sign off.